Super Rugby AU continues this Saturday. It is the Brumbies hosting the Waratahs. Brumbies have lost the game. They lost to the Rebels a fortnight ago. And their spot as the top dog in the Aussie Conference is not looking totally under threat, but they are certainly looking a bit more touchable than they were when they were on a perfect run. The Tars have had a mixed season thus far. 3 wins, 3 losses, but 2 wins on the trot. They're seemingly a side on the improve. So they'll be looking to, I guess, continue that run and put themselves in the race for top of the log in Australia. But we'll see how they go. They are away to the Brumbies, so they're not going to be the favourites for this one. And Dan McKellar said, wow, they're on 2 wins in a row. They're world beaters again. Maybe a little bit of feeling between these sides, which can only be a good thing. I had a look at the lineups. There don't seem to be... Well, there are some kind of interesting changes. The Brumbies have had the week off. And they're still going with Slipper, McInerney, Alatoa, but that means that Folau Faenga is not in the squad. He's not in the 23 at all. Douglas and Neville's the second row, which is looking pretty good. McCaffrey, Miller, and Samu is the back row. Then you get into the actual backs. Lonergan's at 9. There's no Joe Powell. He's dropped from the 23. And Nick White comes in on the bench. Haven't seen him for a wee while, so that's kind of good news. Kunzel's still there at 10. There's no Lolasio. He's still injured. Simone and Kata are your midfield. So that means Kurandrani's out of the 23 as well. Muirhead right and Banks at fullback is your back 3. So apparently the Brumbies are saying these guys aren't dropped, despite the fact that it's coming after a loss. It's just them managing the squad, I guess, trying to keep everybody fresh, which is a bit of a weird one, seeing as you're coming off a bye. Make of it what you will. The squad has been shifted around a little bit. For the Tars, they've got Robertson, Horton, and Harry Johnson-Holmes in the front row. So Harry Johnson-Holmes comes back to start after being on the bench last week. Hannigan also gets a start. I think it's his 50th game for the Tars, so congrats to him. Alongside Simmons and the lock-in combo. Swinton, Hooper, and Dempsey are the back row. They've been pretty damn useful this season, so their matchup against the Brumbies guys will be fascinating. Gordon and Harrison, 9-10 still. Carmichael, Hunt, and Walton are your midfield, so that means that Foketti drops to the bench. Newsom, Ram, and Maddox are the back 3, and Maddox is probably the form 15 in Australia right now, more so than Banks, who hasn't really fired as we know he can yet. That being said, Jock Campbell's been in good form for the Reds. And, I'm still going to say Maddox is probably, at least ball in hand, the most dangerous looking guy in that 15 jersey. So, like I said, there seems to be a bit of feeling between these sides, which is only a good thing. It should make for a pretty spicy match, and especially on the fact that the last game they played was 24-23. When the Waratahs hosted. This time we're in Canberra. I think the Brumbies are wearing a retro jersey, which will be pretty sweet to see as well. But the fact that it was so close, the fact that these guys are coming off a loss, the fact that these guys are 2 wins on the trot, everything about this game screams like it should be a good one. And the last few rounds of Super Rugby AU have definitely upped their intensity and skill level and whatnot. So for anyone back in the competition, basically, you need to be watching the games, man, because they have been good. Just look at that Reds one last week. It's maybe my favorite game of the season that I can remember. Anyway, so, how's this one predicted to go? The bookies have got the Brumbies by 6. I guess at home, the fact they've only dropped 1 game leads to them being decent favourites. And the rugby forecast algorithm goes 1 step further. That's got the Brumbies by 13. So about 1 try or about 2 tries. The Brumbies are predicted to win this one. Can you guys see this one being an upset? Or do you think the Brumbies at home are just going to be too good? You'd have to say, in terms of the lineups, the Brumbies have done a wee bit more tinkering than the Tars. So whether that is the coach not happy with what he saw in the last game, or if it's legit just him planning things out for a potential remainder of the season and then the finals games, who knows? But we'll see. You guys let me know your thoughts on this one. How do you reckon it's going to go? And I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.